So Elon Musk wants to colonize Mars, and the manned missions can start as early as 2029. This is not new, as in 2016 he said that we would begin to colonize Mars by 2022. Well, we are here and nothing major has happened. Although SpaceX have introduced their reusable rockets and recently successfully landed a rocket booster back on Earth, but still we are nowhere near colonizing Mars. And there is a reason why many experts and I myself think that Elon's Mars mission is gonna fail. And there are three major reasons why.
Is it safe? No, people will probably die. What's the return on the investment? Nothing. That's a 5-minute meeting.
As he knows that his timelines are very optimistic, something that he's been criticized for.
There are so many engineering problems surrounding this mission, one of which is controlled landing on the Martian surface. The thing is that Mars's surface is thinner than Earth. So during landing, the surface can be corroded, which can damage the infrastructure on Mars, ultimately jeopardizing the mission. To counter this, SpaceX have made a controlled landing technology, and basically it works like this. When the rocket booster is landing at the last minute, 4 legs deploy from the rocket booster, which would give it stability when landing. Furthermore, they have also created the technology of catching a rocket booster. But the main thing is that how are they gonna pull this off in the Martian surface? The second problem is that it takes at least 6 months to reach Mars. Although SpaceX are enthusiastic that they will cut down it to 3 months to even 30 days, but still they will need to refuel the spacecraft. Now SpaceX believes that they can refuel these spacecrafts in orbit through a process known as cryogenic fuel transfer. It simply works like this. The spacecraft with humans will launch from Earth with half fuel in its tank to reduce launch weight. Then when it will be in orbit, another spacecraft, which you can imagine as a fuel tanker, will be there to refuel it and send it to its journey. But the thing is that transferring fuel or simply refueling a spacecraft in microgravity is a real challenge, which is not tested yet. There are concerns about the fuel boiling off when refueling in space, and also liquid behaves differently in microgravity, often forming spherical structures. Another major problem is the radiation exposure, which can cause severe damage to the astronauts, and SpaceX doesn't have a proper solution to prevent that. Moreover, when at Mars and in the spacecraft, the astronauts have to recycle their food and oxygen, and for that we don't have a proper and feasible plan. Although we have discovered some processes like MOXIE, but still making it to work in Mars is a long shot. Anyways, due to exposure of radiation, the spaceship and the infrastructure can also be damaged, and the robotics that can help us repair them is in very early stages. All of these problems also lead to another major problem, which is the human health. A trip to Mars is not safe, but conversely it has many adverse effects on the human health. One of which is that the radiation exposure from the sun and different parts of our solar system can increase the risk of cancer and other brain damages. Because Mars doesn't have a magnetic field to shield from these radiations, astronauts would be at a high risk of developing cancer, and there is no shielding technology that would keep the increased cancer risk for the crew below legally accepted limits. Another problem is that being in space for a long time can cause loss in muscle and bone density and develop diseases like osteoporosis. And this effect has been observed in an astronaut named Gennady Pedelka, who spent 878 days on the ISS. Now, our folks at SpaceX believe that a punctual exercising routine with good nutrition can reduce this problem, but still it is not the ultimate solution. And finally, we should not forget the psychological torment which these astronauts will face because they will be in space alone for a long time, isolating them from us, which can cause anxiety, stress, and depression. Of course, these astronauts would be mentally assessed and trained before, during, and after the mission, but this prolonged isolation is very harmful for their mental health. Health risks that make Mars mission difficult are important in their own sense, but there is one more thing that I think is the biggest problem among all of them. This problem just by the heading might seem unclear, but actually it is the most significant problem, and it is the reason why this video exists in the first place. Whenever scientific discoveries have been made, the main motive is scientific curiosity. and to see our capabilities. But more or less, capitalists and opportunists have always been involved in these discoveries. And history tells us that their involvement always take the discoveries to the wrong path. And they use it however they want. Oh, we found how to control nuclear fission. Now let's drop it on other countries and annihilate each other. What I am trying to say or maybe ask is that why is SpaceX even going to Mars? Yeah, maybe there is a sense of scientific curiosity in them, but in the end they are a private capitalist company which runs on profits and revenue. Mars mission is a long journey and who knows when they can even make it profitable or even make money at all. Thing is that these companies worry about their return on investment all the time. That's how their company runs, and to be fair, they're right in their own sense. But who knows, they can even get ROI from this mission. And if not, they will most probably not continue this mission. They can't keep on losing money. Even if Elon Musk is optimistic and wants to fund this mission, there are other people on the board of the company too, and they might not allow this mission to go on. And who knows, after Elon Musk, his successors would also have the same ambition. All of these points can be summarized in the form of a question. Should private companies lead space discoveries? I mean, they are the one that can do it the fastest and in the most budget-friendly manner. But the decisive point comes to their intention and the long-term plan. If the Mars mission and other discoveries are about earning money, then sorry to say that they are going in with the wrong mindset and should be ready for some utter disappointment, because space can't always be profitable. Although we have always found ways to make it profitable, it should be our second motive, not the primary. The primary motive should be looking up at the sky and wondering what is out there.